Imagine checking your home security feed on your phone. You see someone walking down your hallway in the dark, exactly as you'd expect. Except you are physically sitting 50 miles away. That exact scenario happened to an IT engineer named Amit, living in Delhi, and his daily routine was a masterclass in predictability. He commuted to the office, came back to a quiet apartment, and spent weekends watching streaming shows. Like many people living alone in a sprawling city, he installed a network of CCTV cameras. We rely on this kind of hardware to draw a hard line between the unpredictability of the outside world and the controlled safety of our private spaces. The underlying assumption is that cameras keep the unknown outside. One weekend, Amit stayed overnight at a friend's place. His own apartment was locked and completely empty. But at exactly 2:13 a.m., the system's motion sensors triggered a recording. When Amit reviewed the footage the next morning, he didn't see a burglar breaking in. He saw a man walking casually through his living room, a man with his exact height, his exact posture, and his exact face. The hardware documented an event that shouldn't be physically possible, collapsing the comforting illusion that a locked door turns a home into an impenetrable sanctuary. Watching that first recording, the most alarming detail was the intruder's movement. The figure navigated the dark kitchen and bedroom with the ingrained, careless muscle memory of the actual homeowner, reaching for light switches without having to look for them. Then the routine stopped. The figure turned, looked dead center into the camera's fisheye lens, and offered a calm, deliberate smile. This diagram breaks down how video compression actually works. Modern security cameras save digital storage space by using predictive frames. As an IT professional, Amit leaned on this logic, concluding his camera was simply blending past data of him walking with current footage of an empty room to produce a digital ghost. Framing a terrifying event with technical jargon creates an effective psychological shield. Focusing on compression artifacts and predictive framing allowed Amit to convince himself he was dealing with a minor software error rather than a physical intruder. Logic serves as our primary defense mechanism against the unexplained, but that shield is inherently fragile, relying entirely on the assumption that the anomaly will not repeat. The very next night, the motion sensors triggered a second time. The recurrence of the footage immediately eliminated the possibility of a random data collision or a compression error. The behavior on tape 2 had also escalated. The figure was no longer mimicking Amit's daily routine from a distance. It spent the recording moving intentionally close to the hardware, inspecting the camera lenses. This direct interaction proved the entity was fully aware it was being observed. Amit was dealing with an active, deliberate threat, utilizing his own digital network to stalk him. For the third night, Amit decided to eliminate the remote variable entirely. He stayed inside the apartment, locked every door, turned off all the lights, and sat alone to monitor the CCTV feed live. At exactly 2 a.m., a paradox unfolded on the screen. The live feed showed the front door opening and the identical figure stepping inside. Yet Amit was sitting mere feet away, and the physical door remained shut and silent. Then the threat migrated off the glowing monitor. From the darkness of the hallway, right behind Amit's chair, the distinct, heavy sound of physical footsteps began to echo. The digital barrier collapsed completely. Amit slowly turned away from the screen and faced his exact physical duplicate, breathing in the same room. The duplicate looked directly at Amit and spoke exactly one phrase: "You shouldn't be here." Instantly, the apartment's entire power grid failed, dropping the room into absolute darkness. When investigators mapped out the apartment the following morning, they found a pristine scene. The locks were undamaged, the furniture was completely undisturbed, and Amit was entirely missing. The only evidence left behind was stored locally on the security system's DVR hard drive, where police recovered the final seconds of footage recorded before the power cut. In the final video, the duplicate steps up to the lens, looks directly into the hardware, and states, "Now I will live here." The doppelganger successfully usurped an entire existence. It seamlessly replaced a human being, leaving behind a single digital log file as the only proof that the original Amit ever lived. We place immense trust in surveillance technology to document reality and protect our physical boundaries. We rarely consider the possibility that these same lenses might one day record our own replacement. If your own home security feed ever showed an impossible version of yourself roaming the halls at night, would you stay in that house to find out why? Let me know your plan in the comments below, and subscribe for more deep dives into